Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to your reading. Before we get right into it, I have a small announcement here that I'd like to make, and it's regarding the format of the readings that I'll be delivering, specifically for the mid portion of the month. So this reading that we're getting into now pertains to the 1st to the 15th approximately, and I generally have available on this channel a reading for the 15th to the 30th. Okay, so the way that I want to do it this month is I want to give the bulk of my time and my energy to the mid-monthly general readings. So that requires of me to reduce the amount of time and energy that I put into the private services that I offer. Okay, private readings and things like that. So to do that, I've decided to form a subscription base for this mid-monthly reading, okay, that I'll be offering for all the signs around the 11th of October. So you can feel free to sign up for that mid-monthly reading to gain access once this video goes live. So right watching this, you can click the link below in the description box that I provide, and that will link you to where you can save access to this mid-monthly reading. The price will be set at $222, okay, and all readings will be delivered to everyone who signs up on the 11th, okay, of October. So you'll get it just before the 15th of October, beginning the cycle to the second half of the month. Otherwise, thank you so very much for tuning in, everyone, and enjoy this first half of the month reading. Bye. Hi there, Aquarius. Thank you so very much for tuning in. This is your October reading, your beginning October reading. It will roughly span the 1st to the 15th of the month. Of course, the energy is fluid, so let us roll with it, Aquarius. Let's see what comes through for you, but before we do, I was meditating on your energy before I turned on the camera, and I was getting this feeling of indecision. Okay, there's an indecision about something. There's this almost this ebb and this flow, this back and this forth, this contemplation. I'm hearing contemplation of resources for a number of you. Let us see, though, what this is all about, your Aquarius. Okay, and it's almost like you are met with certain, I'm hearing references. Certain factors that come into play that you're met with, and you're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, that changes the way that I make a decision now. Kind of thing, okay. But you're almost laying down, you're laying things out, and I'm seeing you almost taking like sheets of linen, okay, or paper, and you're like, okay, let's get really clear with this. What am I working with? What am I working with? Okay, now let's see what you're working with, Aquarius. The Ten of Swords in reverse, okay, the Mother of Wands upright, and the Five of Wands in reverse overlaying the Six of Cups in reverse. There's a question of partnership. Okay, there's a question of cooperation. How we cooperate, also in an emotional way. How does that align with our capacity to take action, to culminate? I'm hearing to rise to the cause of action, to capacitate the grander change. The grander change I'm getting that we're all seeking. There's this community effect here. This emphasis on community that I believe was coming through for Gemini. Yes, very strongly for Gemini. Okay. Now, there's this contemplation, thinking over and over and over and over. Well, how do I come to terms with what it is that is my role, my personal role, and then merging that with other people's roles. And so there's this. I'm hearing this play on. I'm hearing words and also roles. Okay, now you realize, Aquarius, I almost said Sagittarius and Scorpio, same time. You realize that in action, a change is to be made in some way to the way that things are progressing. The question is, what is that action going to be? What is the decision that's going to make it happen? And eventually it's going to require of you to make a choice. Okay, to make a choice to which, there are, yet again, so many factors perhaps that you're thinking day in and day out on end about. But fundamentally, right, there's a question of what is going to serve us all? What is the not only the best alternative in an objective sort of I'm hearing a dissociated way, but what is the principle of resonance for the greater composition of creation that takes into consideration many, many factors and variables and perhaps other parties involved. I'm getting it's almost like various parties involved with a greater culmination, I'm hearing, of experience, of a certain process of creation and manifestation as you see it, as you may feel it, however you regard it. Aquarius, you have the Four of Swords right over this 9. It looks like a 4. I almost said 4, so we'll heed that. And there are 4 feathers that encase this 9 of Pentacles. So we will heed that, okay? But there's this referencing of, and this potential of, and this kind of objective in a certain way that targets the physical dimension of what comes, okay, by way of what we create. It's almost like, right, looking steps ahead, looking steps ahead. Well, I'm preparing the home. I'm preparing the carriage for the baby once it's born. It's that kind of thing where it's looking 10 steps ahead, and you're realizing that it's so far held, not only in the future, but also in your imagination of it. And it's tempered by, I'm hearing, the waves, okay, of your experience and the waves of frequency of your thoughts, your thought waves. I'm hearing your habits and your thoughts of self-talk, of even communication, the ways that we communicate, okay, our perception of the future and what we see of the future, okay, in a visionary way, So there's this emphasis on vision, okay, and I'm hearing vision seeking. You have a tremendous focus on the earth element, on matters of material assets, goods, the physical dimension, career. I'm hearing character as well. So you have the 7 of Cups in reverse. So career, character, there could be a focus on the role that we play in a certain way in matters of career. Okay, I'm hearing nameplate. Okay, I'm hearing namesake. You have the Father of Pentacles in reverse. Looking over at the 7 of Cups in reverse, you have the 10 of Pentacles sitting, I'm hearing pretty, okay, sitting pretty, chiefly behind the Father of Pentacles, upright, and you have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse behind the 10 of Pentacles. You have 2 4s here, okay, and I want to set these cards aside, okay, I want to set these cards aside and pull the Celtic Cross for you and see them within the context of the Celtic crosses. And I'm feeling that there are further energies to be handled, okay, to be handled. So it's almost like I'm getting that you have certain factors, but it's not only those factors, Aquarius, and I'm hearing Sagittarius for you again. It's not only those factors, but you realize, okay, there may be so much to take into consideration, and I need to start somewhere. I need to right, begin to lay the foundation of how I'm going to reach this point of understanding. Okay, and so it's step by step. Okay, I'm hearing it step by step. I'm also hearing it's regal. So there may be a question of some system of, in a certain way, hierarchy. I strongly dislike that word, but it's right, some form of systemized. I'm hearing method of orientation, okay, and behavior. Now, you have here, as your theme, the 3 of Wands. I almost have the 3 of Pentacles. So this entwinement between action and perception, I'm getting the perception of our actions, the vision that we hold of the future, being so very tied to matters of, I'm hearing resonance in the 3rd dimension. Material, physical, tangible creativity. So it's not only this focus on the carriage, okay, through the process of creativity, imagination. I'm hearing variance, visualization. It too, at the very same time, before and after and through, is this referencing to the 3rd dimension. And you have the 6 of Pentacles right beneath the 3 of Wands, okay, 3 half of 6, with the Mother of Swords in reverse sitting right beneath the 6 of Pentacles. There is a focus on the Libra archetype here for you. The Libra is coming through, as well as Sagittarius though, right? We'll say that. Now, you have 2 aces. And so many signs now have been getting ace, ace, ace after ace. You have the Ace of Swords that you lead out with in your final outcome. You're coming to the point of decision. Where there was indecision, you're coming to the point of clarity. You're communicating about it. It's clear for you. It's clear for you. Okay. And now, the focus, though, is on the culmination of both the dream, both the vision, I'm hearing, and the assets. What this dream, right, translates into in a certain way in the third dimension. Okay, and you have the star leading up into, almost evaporating into the 10 of Pentacles. There's the recognition of how the physical, tangible, material world, okay, financial, I'm getting strongly, coincides with, in a certain way, that of our dreams, that of our vision seeking. I'm getting specifically vision seeking. Now, I'm going to read all the cards off to you here. You have the 5 of Swords upright in your deep past. You have the 3 of Swords in reverse in your recent past, accompanying the Death card. This is Scorpio's card. Now, Scorpio coming through for you as well, right? 3 of Pentacles. You have 2 3 cards in your near future. Okay, in your current state, okay, but near future, I said near future, there's something about the elongation of time as it pertains to matters of security, stability. So it's almost like there's something that you begin that gives you a certain grounding and footing, okay, and it's like that kind of thing, well, I know that these are not all the variables, but I'm going to lay them out so that I can start somewhere with gaining the sense of clarity, okay, to feel that I'm moving closer and closer towards this point of greater stability. There's, as you may see it or feel it, there is this foray into that realm, that dimension, okay, of finding how this all permeates in perhaps matters of career, finance, in the third dimension, the material world, as you may see it. But I'm getting Scorpio strongly for you, Aquarius. There is hearing culmination of assets at the same time. It's like you're gathering together the resources that you have, but you're laying them out just at the same time in such a way where you can understand what you're working with. And it's that almost dislocation of variables, okay, that forms the inherent alliance of your understanding of them, okay, and with them. Now, let us read all the cards off to you here. You have the Devil in reverse. This is Capricorn's card in your advice. Very interesting. You have the High Priestess, okay, in reverse, as well as the Four of Wands. Oh my goodness, that. Let's heed that. One moment. Let me grab this Four of Wands that fell on the ground. Four of Wands just flipped, okay, on the ground, right side up. And so the High Priestess, upside down, just linking, bridging the gap between this Ace of Swords and the Two of Wands. Okay, so 2-1 in digression. There is this knowing, okay, that you hold that is intuitive about where it is you're moving, where it is you're going. It could be an actual move of some kind, okay, actually changing things around in the house, I'm hearing also. And it's a matter of maintaining the foresight of what it carries you into. Okay, I'm hearing in an esoteric way what it carries you into, what understanding even it carries you into. Understanding of the third dimension. That is the focus. I'm hearing on the premonition. So, then I'm hearing thought speak. How it is that we speak about what it is that we know, how it is that we act upon the principles that we feel very deeply. And it's your, okay, let's pull all the cards and then we'll get to it. You have the Tower in reverse in your near future, the Two of Wands upright in your hopes and your fears, bridged over to this Ace of Swords upright in your final outcome, the Ace of Swords accompanied by the Nine of Cups upright, and you have the beautiful star in your environment. Now, there is, I'm hearing translocation for a number of you. There is this recognition, okay, of place and our place in a certain way. Anywhere that we are, not tied to a single place, but anywhere that we are, what is that character that is upheld in a certain way? I'm hearing mission, and it may have to do with matters of career, absolutely, how that translates into matters of career perhaps. And so, but whatever this decision is that you come to, it's brought about by way of residing, okay, siding with this dream that you hold. So the force is intuitive that carries you to make the action, to reach this point of clarity that's also intellectual. So it's interesting, you have intuition, you have water working in tandem with intellect in a certain way. Okay, but I'm getting discretion, viewer's discretion. It's a matter of perception, and it's a matter specifically of communication. So how it is that you are communicating, acting upon, saying, you know what, this is what it is for me right now. Okay, I may not have all the variables on the table, but right now, in this moment, this is what I'm working with, this is what I realize, this is what I feel, and this is what I want to make of it. This is my meaning, okay, of it. And it's a process, okay? You reach this process of destabilizing, confronting what the principle of stability means for you, what it means to make progress, what success means to you in a certain way. As you may see it, as you may perceive it. What does it mean to complete, I'm hearing complete and fulfill a certain mission, a duty, a sense of responsibility that you hold? Okay, and so again, it's taking on this esoteric sort of meaning for you. It's almost symbolic, okay, in a certain way. And so it's this process of reconfiguring ideals around concepts of security and stability. All right, now you have the Two of Wands yet again in your hopes and your fears. This is yet again, I'm going to mention this, maybe an actual translocation, change of movement, role in a company, place, name, okay. How we participate in the third dimension. Now, the Two of Wands in your advice, in your hopes and your fears. Okay, so there's this connection between the Devil in reverse and the Two of Wands upright. What is our driving force? That is what you realize. That is what I've got to get to. That is what is going to propel me to make this decision. It's a matter of finding, flowing with the flow of what I feel, of what I intuit, of what I just know. Okay, and that is, I may not understand it fully, but I know, yet again, in a certain dimension, in a certain propensity, that it validates my cause, that it gives me the direction. I have directionality. Okay, I don't know maybe what is forming that direction in a certain way, or where that exactly pinprick, in pinprick fashion is leading me. But I know with certain measure, the measure of emotion, the measure of the propensity to know without knowing where I'm leading myself. And I want clarity. That's the point that I want. I want to communicate in a clear way. I want to show others how I feel about what it is that I dream of. Okay, and so this is internalization that's almost coming to the fore in a certain way. That is your focus, Aquarius. That is your focus. But it's just how much you side with. It's so interesting because the Two of Wands, right? It's like directional sort of energy, right? We see this line of focus and intention and passion and pursuit leading up into, channeling into the Nine of Cups, upright. Tremendous flow of water energy, right? And if you think about water, it's like Neptunian. It's like water knows no bounds, okay? It has sort of no specific rhythm, okay? It does in a certain way, and it also doesn't in a certain way. There's an unpredictability. And so in both, fire is also unpredictable in a certain way, but it's being given this direction. So I'm getting that whatever this decision is, you are following yourself into it, with knowing and not knowing at the same time, the grander scheme of what it is that you are shaping in a certain way, communicatively, especially at the forefront of it. Now, in your deep past, Five of Swords, okay, upright, there is this sort of inching away, okay, as I'm getting it for you, this inching away from confronting, I'm getting the idealism of what it is that we seek, in terms of stability, matters of security and stability. It's almost like I know it, but I'm going to wait on it. I'm not perhaps in a certain way, as I felt it or regarded it, I'm not ready to bring it out yet. Okay, and so I'm getting it, well, it's mirroring this Ace of Swords. So there is this focus on communicating what, until this point, we've in a way internalized, we've known, but we're now ready to embody in a very active way, Now, from the Five of Swords, you're being led into the recent past with the Three of Swords in reverse and Death in reverse. Death in reverse looking over at the Three of Pentacles. There's this knowing, this fundamental knowing that our grounds are changing, Okay, the concept of stability that we've held is under transformation. And that must precede the point at which we begin to rebuild upon this new foundation of security and stability, and understanding of what brings us that. Okay, and so it may pertain to, you have 3 threes here. 3 threes. There is right, this pertinence to, I'm hearing legality, matters of the written, logical word discernment, values that are a matter of compliance. Okay, I'm hearing compliance for a number of you. It's like this. It's like I create according to a certain, I'm hearing standard. Okay, so a certain quota, I'm hearing for a number of you. But right, I'm here. I want to be free to just create what it is that I feel, right? And it may be variable. What I feel from time to time carries me closer to my truth, my very personal sense of independence as well. I'm getting that. And how can I do that if in every moment I'm busy abiding by a sort of structure that is, I'm hearing, illogical in a certain way, that I'm hearing is contrary to the natural form and flow of feelings, of imagination, of creativity. So there's this rigidity in a certain way, and it could have been by way of a certain, it's like I have this technical nameplate, okay, in a certain way, as you may see it, as you may feel it, perceive it. I have this role that I play in a certain way that I'm ready to do away with, okay, in more ways than just one. And it requires of me to prepare myself for the rebuilding and the reshaping of my foundation. What it is that I feel compels me to participate in active creativity, in creation that's dynamic, that's free-flowing, that keeps the door open to myself, right, from one state to the next, but at the same time gives me the sense of stability and security at the same time, knowing that what I'm creating is stabilizing all of me, all of my gifts and my abilities, my propensities, right? In that moment. So it's a momentary stability that you come to, and it's a resurfacing, absolutely. And there's this siding with what is our emotional impulse, okay? What is our intuitive guiding force? That is the focus for you, Aquarius. And there's so much, I'm hearing knowing. There's so much knowing that precedes the knowing, the point of decision, that once you just surely, I'm hearing, hold its hand. You hold the hand of this source. I'm hearing of this self, of yourself. I'm hearing for a number of you. That's when all wheels begin to turn, where not only you are shifting your relationship to the variables, but where they're all now shifting independently. And they come into a sort of a formation, okay, that begins to reshape your whole world, your world. Okay, so it's just this one little shift, and again, you're getting the wheels just moving a bit. You're like, I'm starting somewhere, I'm making the change slowly but surely. But that little change has domino effect, as I'm feeling it for you, that leads into grander transformations that are experienced over time, okay? So thank you so very much for tuning in, Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful in some kind of way, and I highly recommend you to check out your rising, ascendant, or moon sign as well, as oftentimes those may provide you with further insights into your situation. For example, I know that I resonate a lot with my moon sign, even more than my sun sometimes here and there. I do resonate with my rising, ascendant as well, so feel free to check out the signs that draw you in. And if you don't know your sign placements, you can click the link below in the description box that I provide, and that will compute them for you. Nonetheless, thank you so much for tuning in. I almost said Sagittarius, so okay, there's an emphasis on that archetype for you, and Sagittarius speaks of that sort of magician-like energy, the capacity to create. So that is your focus here, Aquarius, this dream that you're upholding, the star, right? The star, the very apex of your reading. What is it that calls you into form, right? In every moment, not just right that you're defined in a certain way by the form that you have already created, but what continually compels you to redefine what form means, okay, by way of your dreams. So thank you so much again for tuning in, Aquarius. Have a beautiful September, October, and I'll see you for the mid-October readings soon. Keep tuned for those, but the notes on them are in the description box below and in the preceding video, okay? Thank you again for tuning in. Love and light to you all on this journey forward. It's so very exciting, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hi there, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning into your video. Again, this is a general announcement, and it pertains to the monthly readings and mid-monthly readings. A reminder, so for this month, I'll be doing it a little differently. Usually, right, I have two part readings for the month. I have from the 1st to the 15th and the 15th to the 30th. So the early portion, first half of the month readings, and that which pertains to the latter half of the month readings. Okay, so for this month, I want to be able to give the bulk of my time to the general readings, okay? And so to do that, I'm going to need to reduce the amount of energy and time that I put into the private readings that I do and the private services and so on and so forth. So to do that, I've decided to make accessible the mid-monthly readings by way of subscription, okay? And so you'll be able to access that via my website, alchemyandyou.com. Once this video goes live, it's available on the website. So you can click the link in the description box below, or simply go to alchemyandyou.com, and there should be a banner there at the very top. You can click that and subscribe for your spot to receive the mid-monthly reading, okay? And I'll be delivering that to everyone on October 11th. So feel free to check it out if you'd like more details. The link in the description box below. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Loving the light to you all on this exciting journey forward, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.